Hey guys, and welcome back to Code&Gamology. Today, we will be doing Fiffy's Lost Chest Part 2, which will feature us finishing the code. Let's get started. So, remember in the last video, we finished these two sprites' code. Now let's go to the sprite. Now, when I receive finishing animation, which will be broadcast at the end when you open the chest, we're gonna hide and then stop the other strip and sprite. When start, it's gonna show and then switch costume to map. The first map, when we receive touching special item, also the portal, we go to the hover rock world, which is map 2. At the end, we go to the cave of Fiffy's Lost Chest, which is rocky animation, which will give us map 3. Okay. Now let's get to the loading. The loading sprite. So when it receives finishing animation, it also stops other strip and sprite. Now we're gonna be creating a variable, and then while you're creating it, I'm telling you that we're gonna be using it as a Boolean. So when start, it's gonna set the status to done. So what does that mean? Well, let's say our status can hold two strings. One is called done, and one is called load. When it is loading, that means sprites are invisible and the loading screen will show. When it means done, it's not loading. So we're going to set to done at the beginning. We're going to go to front and hide. Now whenever we receive an animation, either it's the rocky or the touching special, the portal one, we're going to all be doing setting the status to load, show, wait 1 second, hide, set status to done, and then broadcast next level. Also, you can just duplicate this and then change it. Be sure to create these messages while I'm using them. So rocky animation and touching special item and next level. Now also finishing animation, it's going to stop the strip and sprites again. Now you're probably wondering why we have these blocks and all the sprites. Well, because these sprites move. And then we want to cut that flow of forever so that they don't move anymore. This guy is kind of controlled by messages. So when start, it's going to go to this position. I'm going to start the game, this place. It's going to show. It's going to forever. If the position is not the starting position, then it can move with the arrow keys. Let's say. And then the if only applies on the left arrow. You're probably wondering why. Because you have no limitations to going right, but you do have a limitation in going left. Now you'll think that this code is perfect, but let me show you a common bug. If we are to keep going right here, the map will move all the way right. That means that if we want to go to here and then kept walking right, our map head will keep moving right. So that's why we need some other messages, such as touching special item. It's going to go back to its original position. Rocky animation goes back to its original position, and not moving right. We're going to change X by -1 while not moving left. We're going to change X by 1. That means we just counter this. So it goes left, it goes back right. It goes right, it goes back left. Now, let's do our finishing animation. Be sure this is your finishing animation with your carrots and stuff. We're going to, when it receives finishing animation, it's going to show, kind of different from the other ones, right? The other ones stop other strip and sprite, while this one is show. And it's going to start, it's going to hide. Now, we don't do a lot of code, but these are just little codes compared to our .2. Our .2 is basically a line of information for the computer to understand about which ways we to walk right and left, and also the different jump command. When start, and for the sprite 1, also my platform 1, it doesn't really have much things to do except the color thing. Be sure to use all the colors correctly. Let me tell you which colors to use. This side is used to block the left side coming. So it means if we were to come from the left and we were to go right, well, we are not allowed. If the green color is used when you're jumping, you will miss it. You won't fall right through it. And a common bug is that people just walk right through it and then they're stuck in the middle. That's the opposite of what we want. So on the right side, it blocks people from going here. And yeah, so be sure to use them correctly. Now be sure to group the rocks and copy them, and then you can paste them all over your game. Also, you don't really need this, but I kind of just added it so you can see it clearly. Now this, remember, I use this because it blocks the people coming from the left side. So you can't go past here without pressing the button. Okay, and now we're going to do our code. It's going to switch costume to the costume 1 or the first level. It's going to go to the back layer. Now when it receives the next level, it's going to do next costume. That's pretty simple, right? Yeah. Now our dot 2 or our dog, it's kind of the most complicated code because he has a lot of codes. Well, 1, 1, 2 blocks. Yeah. When start, it's going to show, be visible. Forever, if our status, the thing that loading broadcasts, if our status equals done, we are allowed to go right and left using the key code. When we receive our finishing animation message, it's going to stop our strip and hide. That's the same thing as the other sprites. When start, forever, if it's touching the color of our chest, then it's going to broadcast finishing animation, which will start this. Now when start, it's going to show forever if nothing is pressed, then we're going to do into the normal tail wagging positions. Wait 0.1 seconds, 0.1 seconds. Remember, you can change them, but if you change them higher, the tail wagging will be slower. And then if you change them to lower, the tail wag like almost impossible for you to see. When start, it's going to show forever if our status equals done. It's going to let us do the right arrow and the left arrow, but this time it's not moving. It's using the point and direction 90 in the right arrow, switch costume to dot C and then dot B. That's this and this. So the dog is walking. For left arrow, it's the same thing, dot C and dot B, and then but pointing in -90. Now, if touching the ground, only when we are touching our ground color may we jump, and then make the jump sound, and then actually jump. Now, you're probably wondering why we're not going down. We're just going up, 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 up. Well, because we have a gravity code, when start, it's going to point in direction 90. Go to our starting position, -250, -36. And then forever, if it's not touching the ground and it's touching black, then it's going to fall. It falls very fast. It falls depending on your number, but I wouldn't go very low in the negative because you might just, if me make it like -100, it increases its speed, but it might like just go onto the bottom of the game and then it can't come out, and it'll look pretty weird. When start forever, if touching the color of this is the color of the portal, then it's going to broadcast touching special item. When start forever, if the X position equals 250, it's going to broadcast next level, and it's going to go back to its starting position. Now here's a tip. You know the right side, the most on the right side is 250, and the most left on the game is -250. Well, if you want to make both of your numbers, one is your starting position and one's your ending position on the other screen, then it will be kind of like going from the left side to the right side. On start forever, if -245 is bigger than the X position, we're going to change the X by 10 and broadcast not moving left. What does this code do? Let's say this code just tells us that we can't go too much to the left because we might be stuck in the left side, and you'll have to make appropriate code for the left side. So yeah, when start forever, if touching the color, this color, which is the side of this side of the rock, we're gonna broadcast not moving right and then go -10. Now, here's a very important thing I'm telling you. Because we're making our move speed, let's go check our move speed. which is all the way up here. Our move speed is 10 and -10, which means when we go down here, we're gonna have to make it 10 also. So it's a full counter. It doesn't move anywhere. And it's gonna broadcast we're not moving left because it's heading the left side. And here it's gonna say not moving right, like that. Not moving right is here, and not moving left is also over here. Knocks you over here. So you're basically just staying here. And this is basically saying that you stay here. Now this lets you stay here. For our next level, we're going to go back to our starting position. When start forever, if we're touching the color of our button, we're going to broadcast Rocky animation. Now when start, we're going to go to the front layer and then go backwards one layer. So let's say we're going to the top of the cake, and then we're falling down one layer of the cake so that the strawberries are on top of you. Let's say we're the blueberries. We're on the really very top of the cake. But then we go backwards one layer, which means we'll go down one layer, and the strawberries that were right below you go on top of you. Okay, now we finished the game. Let's check it out. So we can move right and left, jump, and we can jump and not move on the map while you're going left. We go to the next world. We are able to walk around, jump, and then jump on the floating island area. Okay, we can press our button. And we can go down. We can open our chest. Okay, so that means our game works. Okay, thank you for watching and coding with me today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye!